Welcome to Crushing Kayfabe. My name is Jason Garish. Thank you for tuning in. Got a lot of stuff happening at Clash of the Castle. Before we get into that, let me take a little sip here from the mug that my son made for me for Father's Day, which is awesome. To anyone who is a father out there, happy Father's Day. Let's see, what do we got? Clash at the Castle in Glasgow, Scotland. Does the production look a little bit darker on this? You know, this is the first time we just got this new Zumo device, and I don't know if anybody else is using one of these, but we got it basically free with Spectrum. So this is the first time watching a PLE without the not on my Roku, I should say, because the Roku is starting to act funny. Started turning off randomly. I think one of the animals might have gotten to the cable or something. But yeah, so I don't know if it was maybe me, or it looked like the arena was a little bit darker. Maybe that was just for the I Quit match. I don't know. Thought I was watching an AEW event for a short time there, just how it was lit. So, but I did notice, and it might be something because of the cameras they're using. I noticed the camera work and the production, instead of kind of just saving it for the main event, they seem to go all out on the cameras for the entire PLE, which was pretty cool. I enjoyed it. Gave everything kind of a more of a big match kind of feel. Let's see. We had the Cody versus AJ Styles. You know, kind of the match you expect from AJ versus Cody. At one point, Cody bled during this, and I'm wondering, did he blade or was it the hard way? It seemed to heal up pretty quickly, so I don't know if that would indicate that it was a blade job if he gigged. I don't know. I didn't look over it too much, and I've only watched the PLE once, which I watched on replay because I was working at the time they started the pay-per-view, and they didn't show it again. I think it was close up after 4, maybe even 5. I forget when Peacock put it up, but like I said, this first time trying it on a new streaming device, and I do kind of I like the fact that I can plug this particular device into a Cat 6 cable, which go directly and get better download, which I couldn't do with my Roku Express. But I'm missing a few apps. That's the only thing I don't like. Like, I can't watch CW on it and whatnot. But getting back to the pay-per-view, sorry. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Has WWE lightened up on their blading policy since now Triple H is in charge of creative? I'm wondering. Plus, they're going to Netflix. I'm wondering what's going to go on there. Obviously, Cody bled a lot when had that segment with The Rock during was that Raw? Yeah, it was Raw. So you obviously can get away with a lot more on Raw, which is cable television, than they can on network television. So they took full advantage of that. But yeah, like I say, I'm wondering, will that affect their relationship with Peacock? I doubt it, since it is a PLE and it is pay. It's not something that's being broadcast over the air as a network. I would think they would be able to continue doing that. But AJ does end up quitting this when Cody gets the ring steps. I was a little let down. I didn't want to see either man say I quit, but unfortunately, because it was an I Quit match, which I didn't know this, I thought that you could win the match if someone was unresponsive. Apparently, with the rules now, you have to have somebody say I quit, which kind of poses the problem. What happens if someone is unresponsive? Then do they do they call the match a tie? Is it a no contest? How does that work now? Because I always thought, an I Quit match was called if there was, no response. But yeah, I guess they've either changed that or I was under a misconception there. Upon the ending of this match, we had Bloodline attack Cody, and KO and RKO came up for the save. Randy Orton came up to save. Once again, interesting. I think they did that primarily to kind of get a big reaction out of the Scottish crowd. Which a Scottish crowd I liked for the most part. They became really annoying during the SmackDown thing because the SmackDown between AJ and Cody, where they were drowning out AJ no matter what he said, got annoying really, really quickly. I really wish they didn't do that. But it's still nice to see an enthusiastic crowd, but that did get tired awfully quickly. I had to get tired of that. Next we had the 3-way women's tag match. This caught me off guard. I really, by the way, I liked Jade Cargill's face paint. That was pretty cool. I did not expect Alba Fire and Isla Dawn to win this match. I'm kind of glad they did, and I'm kind of glad they didn't. I would have liked to have seen Jade Cargill and wow, brain stopped working. Sorry. Jade Cargill and Bianca Belair continue on with the belts for a little bit longer, but does this set up a continuing feud between Alba Fire and Isla Dawn? I mean, I'm speculating that this could set up a feud, and I'm guessing that they wanted to get that monster pop in Scotland. Could be a good feud. I mean, Isla Dawn and Alba Fire are a good tag team. They had a very good run in NXT, so you kind of get that. So it could be a good continuing feud, but wow, I didn't expect that. Where was I going with this? Sorry, pretty unexpected, like I say. Next we had the Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn, which no surprise, Chad Gable lost that. I was expecting a big turn from Otis. Didn't happen. Not much. I mean, they furthered a little bit of the storyline. They continued the possible separation. Play that storyline between Chad Gable and Otis. We'll see where this goes tonight. Was this the part where they had, or was this during the Bayley match? They had more QR codes come up, kind of hinting as to what's going to happen. This should be tonight with the possible return of the whole Wyatt 6 thing. That I'll be definitely watching. I hope they don't screw this up. I hope they don't. But I'm eagerly going to be anticipating that tonight. That should be pretty good. Like I said, we had the Bayley versus Piper Niven. No shocker, Bayley retains. I wouldn't have mind them putting on the belt on Piper Niven. Would have been a huge pop and would have been interesting to see what she could have done with the belt. I like Piper Niven. And it couldn't have been any lackluster than Bayley's run has been so far, because that hasn't been anything absolutely spectacular so far. So yeah, they could have put the belt on her, but not to be. Like I said, unfortunately, I would have been interesting to see where they could have gone with that. Next, we had not as many matches on this, which is good. The matches went a little bit longer, which pretty. I mean, overall, it was a fairly solid PLE. I did enjoy it. It was kind of sleek, compact, not a lot of fluff. Some really good. The bad thing about Tennessee is the allergies. Let me tell you, folks. I love it down here, but the allergies will kill you. Nose is itching like crazy. But next we had Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, and once again, obviously monster pop for Drew McIntyre. I love the intro with the bagpipes and with the whole grandiose thing. It makes it feel like a more makes it feel like a big event. That's one thing with this. They didn't have that many crazy entrances. I would have liked to have seen a little bit more done with that, being a fun pay-per-view like this. So, there were, I think, if I'm not mistaken, every match had a title on the line. So yeah, it was a big deal. Good match between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre. I like Damian Priest in work a lot. I really do. He does some really cool things, and they're creative in the ring, and has a very keen attention to detail. I don't like where he's going with his character on the mic. Some of his promos have been absolutely horrible. I don't know where they're going with Damian Priest. He just feels so aimless at this point. And I was kind of hoping that they might put the belt on Drew and get that huge pop that he deserves in Scotland. But we had a little switcheroo and a screw job with CM Punk. CM Punk made the trip and made the count as, I guess, a guest referee, which they counted, on Drew. So there we have it. Damian Priest was able to retain the belt, and had a low blow to Drew McIntyre for the legit 3 count. Damian Priest pinning him. So we're obviously going to see this feud between Drew and CM Punk continue, and which has been awesome. They don't need a belt involved. It would be more fun with a belt, but the bench. But then again, do we really need to see Punk do another have another belt title run? I should say. I don't think this feud needs it. But Damian Priest, like I said, is kind of aimless at this point. The most interesting about Damian Priest is kind of the storyline with Dom and Liv, which is kind of sad. It's not relating to the belt, which is not good. Because like I say, he looks kind of bland and aimless. Not good. Not good for the belt. Not good for Damian Priest. I am kind of glad that he hasn't been a transitional champion like a lot of people predicted. But they've got to come up with a storyline more interesting to him that doesn't involve Dom and Liv and Rhea, and which have been the most interesting things in Judgment Day, but But one thing, kind of getting back to Judgment Day, we did see in that segment with the whole key card thing from Liv is that I believe Finn Balor did take the key at the end of it. So are we going to have kind of a third wheel being Finn Balor causing issues? Is Finn Balor going to be the one that gets involved with Liv and kind of breaks off from Judgment Day? I don't know. It's sad that the least interesting thing about Judgment Day is the champion. It's not cool. I'm getting back to the pay-per-view. I'm kind of surprised. I haven't heard anything on the news. I'm surprised that CM Punk made it out of Scotland alive. I'm not sure how that happened. But I'm surprised somebody didn't try to tackle him on the way into the ring or something. I mean, you mess with Scottish fans like that, and you're taking your own life in your hands. Sorry. Crazy Scotsman will take you down. I'm sorry. But yeah, it is, like I said, it's kind of sad that the most interesting part of Judgment Day is not even Damian Priest, the champion. Really sad. Sorry if I'm meandering a little bit. A lot of distractions going on in the background. But, so where do we go with AJ Styles from this? Because he didn't win the championship, obviously, and he did say, I quit. Which was a disappointment to me, because it kind of makes his character look kind of pathetic. I wasn't expecting that, but he did say, I quit. You know, when he was threatened with getting smashed to oblivion with some steps, you know. They involved Cody's mom in the whole thing, which I don't know if that was necessary. We saw her slap AJ and do all that. I guess it got a good pop from the crowd, and I guess that's all that matters, you know. But they didn't need those theatrics with the match they were putting on, you know. You know that AJ and Cody are gonna put on an insane match, So what, my question, I guess, is where do we go from here? Because we've got a lot of different storylines that need to be kind of tied up, and are these things going to converge and resolve themselves at SummerSlam? Since SummerSlam is going to be the next major pay-per-view, are we going to see a resolution to the whole Liv Morgan thing? Are we going to see, where does AJ go from here? Because, he can't really continue his feud with Cody. I mean, a lot of weird ways this can go. A lot of different ways, and like I said, hopefully they find a way to get Damian Priest to be a little more interesting and get him involved with storylines maybe a little bit. And somehow get him to have a good promo. But that's kind of it from there. My interesting thing tonight, like I said, is going to be the Wyatt Six and what version of that shows up and how that storyline kind of goes about itself. So we'll kind of take things from there and see where things go. That's about it right now. Like I said, not many resolutions. I think more than anything, they kind of set up for future feuds, which would, like I mentioned, could probably be resolved at SummerSlam. So, aside from that, I just read some interesting things before going on the air. Is Shane McMahon going to possibly be involved with AEW? This kind of popped up last minute before I went on the air, so I haven't been able to get any details involved on this. You know, if anybody has anything, please feel free to remark down below and kind of add some news, because I'd really like to see what's going to happen, if anything. Is this just a nasty rumor? It's sad because so many things have come out like this and developed to be absolutely nothing. You know, the rumor mill has been horrendous. People are just taking things like this and just running with them as if they're fact and they're not. So that really bothers me, but we'll see where this goes. I mean, what are my thoughts on this? I kind of hope not. I don't want to see him get his hands dirty to AEW. I really don't. I kind of like Shane, but I don't want to see him involved with AEW in any way, shape, or form. Could it draw some interest to the product? Absolutely. Will it fix any of the problems? No, I don't think so. It'll draw a few more eyes to the product. It'll draw some ratings, quick pop ratings, and it would back to the horrible ratings they've been getting because they just don't have any really good storylines going on, and the booking is awful. Even though they've got some immensely great talent there, they can't do anything with them because as long as Tony Khan is in charge of creativity, or creative, I should say, it's just going to keep going the same way it is. Well, on that note, thank you for tuning in. Be sure to check us out on CrushingKayfabe.com, Crushing with a K. Check us out on Patreon with, on Crushing Kayfabe. Obviously, it takes $1 there can get us, help keep the lights on and get you guys, ad-free content, which is always cool, Also, check us out Then and Now in downtown Trenton, Tennessee. If you're in the Western Tennessee area, check us out at Then and Now. We got some products there and got some great vendors there. And be sure to tell them that Crushing Kayfabe sent you, okay? Spread the word and let them know that we're spreading the word about them too, But we got a booth down there, and check us out there, and you can get some handcrafted items from my wife, and get some merchandise there, I should say. So that's right downtown Trenton, across from the courthouse. So check us out there. Thoughts and prayers going out to Israel and going out to the Ukraine. Other than that, thank you so much for tuning in, and God bless.